Ayy. 8-bar corner pocket, calling all the shots, boy. Raw denim, 5 pockets, feeling like a hot boy. Y'all tripping, I was in the crib watching Top Boy. Chopping up this green, guess I got a thing for Bok Choy. Ain't worry about your playlist, bruh. I need an alias, I need a foreign passport, and a change of radius. I don't pay him, but I don't save him, I ain't the glaciers. Need 2 chains like Def Jam to change the glaciers. Titanic crash against Flush, you know my wave crazy. Put over with no ID, look like cocaine 80s. Same kid with stripes like a ref's average shirt. Got the next magic verse, got my chest tatted first. Treasures, Antioch stores make desperate measures. Back when you had a 1-up when your shirt said pleasures. Was in the church like elders, was underground like shelters. Made a plan to get it and kept it together like welders. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. Whoa, 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 whoa. All black leather now, my vibe much better now. My tribe said I'm the one, my time feel extra now. My instincts dialed in, my senses is dialed up. My sentences chime in, they eyebrows rise up. I feel like a titan writing the scripture. My might is touching the mixture, designing the holy picture. Reminisce on tradition, my fighting the heart with the knockout. Genesis definition of light when God told me pop out. With a smile on my face upon my arrival. It's a difference when racing for your survival. Think I'm poised to win it. Checker flags, waving Nipsey Honor. Drinking Chardonnay with my little mama banging Rihanna. Icons of this time that we live. I'm facing my every fear. I'm taking time to be still. I'm breaking down every barricade as I wait at the pier. Still waters run deep and I swear it's great to be here. I'm learning patience this year, chasing greatness this year. I'm making statements before they happen, creating this year. I seen love leave and I seen hatred appear. And my ears adjust to the silence, the snakes I can hear. But it's never scary. The DNA of God hereditary. We all in the same class but the lessons vary. Old school ambition, but painted extra cherry. Receive the fruits of my labor, I think it's necessary. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably tend to my own flaws. God, with what little pride I can salvage, I'll just pick up and go. Trying to sing to your heart, you went straight for the throat. Know you fronted the bill, but now we divvy the quote. That's time spent with nothing to show. Hard to stomach, I know. Manipulation we didn't need to deploy. But you playing with my vision like you think it's a toy. A product of pain, your demons bleed through the noise. Nothing but a host you sent to seek and destroy. Just a reminder to clear your mind up. This ain't no size up and not a fair fight. Neither the bodies start to pile up, let's put that behind us. No looking back or looking down, and forever to meet again, it'll probably be on a cloud. It's the principality, love, not keeping count. My default is sugar-free, when in doubt, I was bleeding out. Clear the scene, nothing to see, nobody to blame here with me. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably tend to my own flaws. Just by a show of hands, who could really leave it to chance? Seen some good kids die before Kenny in the van. Grieving on the spectrum, they may never understand. With all that, still sticking to the plan as far as where I land. So aiming for the sky, praying we're aligned. Don't pass me by, I'm alive on the far side. They got the means to move the finish and the start line. So what's a steep fall from a hard climb? So up the mountain I go. No time to explain, I paint it vivid if I make it back home. Bob Ross on every beat, I put the pain in the song. Breaking down the game film, trying to see what went wrong. So the loss matters more than the win. Then living with regret like you didn't pull the pin. Hand grenade in the shade, slow dancing on the limb. For what it's worth, I do it all again. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably tend to my own flaws. God.
Stress free. Hey. 8-bar corner pocket, calling all the shots, boy. Raw denim, 5 pockets, feeling like a hot boy. Y'all tripping, I was in the crib watching Top Boy. Chopping up this green, guess I got a thing for Bok Choy. Ain't worry about your playlist, bruh. I need an alias, I need a foreign passport, and a change of radius. I don't pay him, but I don't save him, I ain't the glaciers. Need 2 chains like Def Jam to change the glaciers. Titanic crash against flush, you know my wave crazy. Put over with no ID, look like cocaine 80s. Same kid with stripes like a ref's average shirt. Got the next magic verse, got my chest tatted first. Treasures, Antioch stores make desperate measures. Back when you had a 1-up when your shirt said pleasures. Was in the church like elders, was underground like shelters. Made a plan to get it and kept it together like welders. I'm living stress free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I'm living stress free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. Whoa, 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 whoa. All black leather now, my vibe much better now. My tribe said I'm the one, my time feel extra now. My instincts dialed in, my senses is dialed up. My sentences chime in, they eyebrows rise up. I feel like a titan writing the scripture. My might is touching the mixture, designing the holy picture. Reminisce on tradition, my fighting the heart with the knockout. Genesis definition of light when God told me pop out. With a smile on my face upon my arrival. It's a difference when racing for your survival. Think I'm poised to win it. Checker flags, waving Nipseyana. Drinking Chardonnay with my little mama banging Rihanna. Icons of this time that we live. I'm facing my every fear. I'm taking time to be still. I'm breaking down every barricade as I wait at the pier. Still waters run deep and I swear it's great to be here. I'm learning patience this year, chasing greatness this year. I'm making statements before they happen, creating this year. I seen love leave and I seen hatred appear. And my ears adjust to the silence, the snakes I can hear. But it's never scary, the DNA of God hereditary. We all in the same class but the lessons vary. Old school ambition, but painted extra cherry. Receive the fruits of my labor, I think it's necessary. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I'm living stress-free, never catch me, never test me, oh no. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable. I wish you could see me now, I'm unstoppable.
Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably tend to my own flaws. Go. With what little pride I can salvage, I'll just pick up and go. Trying to sing to your heart, you went straight for the throat. Know you fronted the bill, but now we divvy the quote. That's time spent with nothing to show. Hard to stomach, I know. When the
Stress free. Hey. 8-bar corner pocket, calling all the shots, boy. Raw denim, 5 pockets, feeling like a hot boy. Y'all tripping, I was in the crib watching Top Boy. Chopping up this green, guess I got a thing for Bok Choy. Ain't worry about your playlist, bruh. I need an alias, I need a foreign passport, and a change of radius. I don't pay 'em, but I don't save 'em, I ain't the glaciers. Need 2 chains like Def Jam to change the glaciers. Titanic crash against flush, you know my wave crazy. Put over with no ID, look like cocaine 80s. Same kid with stripes like a ref's average shirt. Got the next magic verse, got my chest tatted first. Treasures, Antioch stores make desperate measures. Back when you had a 1-up, when your shirt said pleasures. Was in the church like elders, was underground like shelters. Made a plan to get it and kept it together like welders. I'm living stress free, never catch me, never test me. Oh no, I'm
need to deploy, but you playing with my vision like you think it's a toy. A product of pain, your demons bleed through the noise. Nothing but a host you sent to seek and destroy. Just a reminder to clear your mind up. This ain't no size up and not a fair fight. Neither the bodies start to pile up. Let's put that behind us. No looking back or looking down, and forever to meet again. It'll probably be on a cloud. It's the principality, love, not keeping count. My default is sugar free. When in doubt, I was bleeding out. Clear the scene, nothing to see. Nobody to blame here but me. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run, but the trauma's
Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping that you guys are able to hear me. You guys can send a message or send a chat saying that, yep, you do hear me. Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you, Mom Jenica. Thank you, Mary Christine. I know Mary did mention that if I can mute your mic, I don't think you are able to speak. So yeah, we're not hearing you. So thank you, Fatima. Perfect. Thank you, Carla. So yeah, for those, welcome everyone for this live webinar. And if you guys are watching us via Facebook live stream, if you can go ahead and share the live stream to your friends and families, that would be very much appreciated. And we'll be starting in 30 seconds. I see people are still trying to chime in, so that's good. So 30 more seconds and we'll go ahead and start. All right, so let's get this one started. So if you, just a few housekeeping, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask the closed questions in our chat box or in our Q&A section as well via Zoom. So this is going to be a very informative webinar, and it is all about how can I come to, or how can I go to Canada and work as a healthcare assistant, or as a healthcare aide, or as a support worker, right? So yeah, so and at the end of the webinar as well, we'll have the you guys will have the opportunity to ask questions with regards to whatever you guys have heard, or any questions that you might have that we didn't discuss. So my name is, again, Israel Roman, and I am a licensed immigration consultant, and we are going to talk about healthcare assistant, and at the same time, I'm also an RN. So yeah, so my license number is R524540, and again, licensed Canadian immigration consultant, and at the same time, an active registered nurse here in Canada. So just a reminder for everyone, in order for someone to be able to give advice on how to come to Canada with regards to their visa, they have to be licensed with the ICCRC, or our professional body, right? And even if they are for free, they need to be licensed, right? So not everyone can just go ahead and give advice. So just a fair warning for everyone out there, right? And we have our office. Our main office is here in Nanaimo, British Columbia. And we have our remote office in the Philippines, where you are right now. And it is in the JP Laurel, Lipa City, Batangas. So if you guys are close to JP Laurel Highway, Lipa City, and would like to come and visit us, please do so. We would love to welcome you to our office in Lipa City. So I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, aside, who is this person talking in front of you, right? So what is the credentials? So as I've mentioned, anyone that gives advice when it comes to Canadian visa, they need to be licensed with the Immigration Consultant of Canada Regulatory Consult, or ICCRC. So this would be similar to if you are a nurse in the Philippines, you are registered with PRC, or our Professional Regulatory Commission. Then it's the similar thing, right? So you need to be you need to pass the board exam and then stay active in that professional body. And you can also go to ICCRC to actually check. But for this webinar, I'll go ahead and help you guys with that one. Hoping my internet is working. But it seems to be slow at the moment, so hold on. Yeah, my internet's a bit slow, so I will go ahead and skip that one. But yeah, you can, sorry, apologize about that one, but you can go to the immigration, to the ICCRC website, and then it's a public website. So once you're there, you can search for my name, Israel Roman, and see if my license is active, right? And I work for a company named Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited, and this is, of course, it is a registered Canadian immigration firm here in BC, Canada. And let me see if this one works. Hold on. Okay, this one works. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to show you that our business is really a legitimate business, right? So this is the Canada's business registries. So find businesses within Canada. So I'm just typing in the business name, Roman and Associates. And you'll see right here the name, Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited, and it says here, sorry, status is active and it's a BC company. Okay. I guess the ICCRC website is not available at the moment, so I cannot go to their website. Then, as I have mentioned, I am a practicing RN here in Nanaimo, BC. So you can go ahead and search for myself as well in the in any search engine. So I'll help you guys with that. So just to make sure that, I just want to make sure that you guys feel confident that the person that's talking in front of you and what I'm saying, who this person is really who he is, right? So that one, that's the movie. Hold on. All right. So when I typed in Israel Roman Nanaimo, this is the one that shows up in Google. So on the right-hand page, it would say Roman and Associates, and this is our company, right? And it says here the address of the office, and it says closed because it is a holiday today, Remembrance Day. We'll be open again tomorrow. And you can see here as well, this is from LinkedIn. Okay, let's find some other. Okay, let's go look at the pictures. Probably this one will help you guys determine. Okay, so this one right here from the Nanaimo News Bulletin, it says the Nanaimo Hospital Auxiliary donation tops 300,000, the Nanaimo News Bulletin. So you can go ahead and compare this picture and the picture in the webinar, right? This is myself again from touring one of our politicians in Nanaimo, right? So it says here, MLA Parksville Qualico Michelle visits ICU at NRGH. So that's myself right there. This one right here is another picture of mine with one of our healthcare aides. Maybe this is just when she came here. I think this is her first week here in Nanaimo. So yeah, just a few selfie. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay. All right. So again, the reason why I'm showing you guys this one is so that you guys feel confident that this is not a one of those scam, right? So of course, I do know that there's a lot of things happening out there in the internet as well, right? Like the scam. So of course, we want to make sure that you are at ease on that one and feel confident that you guys are working with a legitimate company, legitimate person. Okay. So moving on. So how to work as a healthcare assistant in Canada. Okay. So even if you are a nurse back home or you have healthcare assistant course back home, you won't be able to just come to Canada and work healthcare assistant. Because first you need to register with BC Care Aid and Community Health Worker Registry, right? So they are the governing body for healthcare assistants. But for internationally educated healthcare professionals or graduates of healthcare assistant programs outside of Canada, one of the biggest requirement is that you must reside in BC, right? So with you in the Philippines right now, since you guys are internationally educated healthcare professionals or have graduate of a healthcare assistant program outside of Canada, one of the biggest requirement is that you must reside in BC. So chances are you won't be able to register since you don't reside in BC. You're not a permanent resident of BC. You're not here in British Columbia, right? So that's a bummer. So what now, right? With Stenberg College and our immigration firm, we are the answer to those questions or to that major question, right? We will be able to help you achieve your goal, which is to come here to Canada and end up to be working as a healthcare assistant or support worker or personal support worker. So how are we going to do it? How are we able to help you? Okay, so what you will need to do is apply for a study permit and take the healthcare assistant course. Okay, then what? So once you have completed your healthcare assistant course, you're already here, right? Then you apply for your work permit. Then later on, you will apply for your permanent residency. Okay. Some of our clients, they would continue on to study other programs, which is it could be a postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. It could be in early childhood education or in some other study programs. But at the end of the day, the pathway for you, the way for you to come to Canada and work as a healthcare assistant or as a healthcare aide is you come via study permit, take that healthcare assistant course, and then end up to be working as a healthcare assistant. So one of the biggest questions that I do receive as well is like, okay, we will study or I will study healthcare assistant program, but how sure am I that I'll have a work after I complete the course? So this right here is from Job Bank Canada, and it would show you how many healthcare aid jobs are available out there, right? So just for British Columbia, there are 117, right? And this is the from Job Bank Canada. Not all jobs for healthcare aides are posted in a Job Bank Canada, right? So this is only a small portion of it. Now, in terms of wages, one of the biggest questions as well is like, okay, I would study healthcare aid program, but then how much am I going to earn later on, right? So the prevailing wage for British Columbia, the median wage is $22. Okay. And you'll see here other areas as well, like different median wage. But for British Columbia, it is $22 per hour. Now, going back to maybe another question is like, okay, for job opportunities over 3 years, okay, I'll be studying this course, but then what happens later on, right? How many jobs will there be aside from me showing you guys that there are tons, hundreds of jobs? This is the prediction from Job Bank Canada as well. So for the job opportunity for healthcare aid in Canada in the next 3 years, you would see it in here that they are all 3 stars, right? So it's good. So you will definitely have a job after you graduate or after you finish the course. Another one, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth in terms of like job availability and the wage, but this one right here is a posting that is taken from Island Health. So this is a patient services aid. So patient services aid is the same as a healthcare aid or personal support worker or home support worker. So this is what the wage is right now, all right? So it says here $25.83. That is if you are hired by Island Health as a support worker or patient service aide or healthcare worker, you will be getting $25.83 per hour. let's do a sample wage computation because I'm pretty sure some of you guys are thinking or asking, so, okay, how much is that really? How much is that when we change it or convert it to our own Philippine peso, right? So sample computation. So let's say you are earning 25.83 per hour and working 40 hours per week, then you will be getting $1,000, okay, per week. In a month, you will be earning $4,000. In a year, so that is 52 weeks in a year, you will be earning 53,726. Okay. And when we convert that one to Philippine peso, that would give you 1.8 million pesos. Okay. And this is important, a good thing to know because just remember that in a year, you have the potential to earn 53,000, right? Now, and you just remember that the figure right there later on, for later on. And then when we convert that one, it's 1.8. Now, my question to you is working, let's say you're working as a caregiver in the Philippines or in your home country or as a nurse looking after 5, 10, 20 patients per shift. Do you think you will be earning 1.8 million pesos? And for me, my answer to that one would be a no. I don't think, for me, I was a nurse back home. I don't think I'll be earning 1.8, even if I work for that hospital for 10 years or been working for the hospital for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't think I'll be earning 1.8. Okay. So now there's a lot of work for healthcare aides, right? You can be working in a hospital setting, you can be working in a private setting, looking after elderly, or you can be looking after children. So if you will be, if you prefer to work in a private home, so in-home caregiver, your wage would be $16, right? So that's the median wage for Canada. And for British Columbia, it would be $19.56. That is your median wage as a in-home caregiver, right? Looking after elderly. Your median wage is $19.56. So let's do a sample computation. This one right here, I use the median wage for Canada, not for British Columbia. Even though British Columbia it's $19, I used Canada, so just to be conservative. So $16.85 times 40, that would give you 674 per week. In a month, that would give you 2,696. And in a year, that would give you 35,000. Okay, so it's a bit lower than working in a hospital, but at the end of the day, in Philippine peso, you will still be earning 1.2 million pesos, right? Working as a caregiver, looking after elderly individual in her or his private home. So same question as earlier. Do you think as a caregiver working privately, right, in your home country or working as a nurse, do you think you'll be earning 1.2 million pesos? And again, I think the answer to that one is a no. So what are the advantages in joining with us, Roman and Associates? So one of the biggest advantages that we are in partner with the college that delivers exceptional education, which is Stenberg College, right? And then very reasonable administrative fee. 50 right now for this webinar, for this live stream, we are offering 50% off on our professional or consultant's fee. No IELTS. Ma'am Jenica will be giving us more information on this one, on the no IELTS. Job security, right? This is very important, job security. So once again, there are tons of work waiting for you, right? As I've said, I work in the hospital, and I can tell you guys that we are always in need of health care aides in a facility, in a long-term care facility as well. They are in need of healthcare aides as well. It is because of the shortages in healthcare aides. It is very normal to have someone working 16 hours per day, right? So 8 hours would be straight time hours. The next 8 hours would be overtime. So if you are earning, did I say 23, right? Let's say you're earning $23. So if you are doing overtime, so that's double pay, then that would be $46 per hour. And that is very common right now, right? There's tons of overtime shifts, and that is because there's lack of healthcare aides. Multiple options the same in Canada post-study. So you don't need to go back home once you have completed the course. You will, if you want to stay here and have Canada as your home, there are multiple options for you, okay? So once again, with our partner Stenberg College and our immigration firm, we are your answer. We are your answer in your quest to come to Canada and work as a healthcare aide and probably have a better life, right? So later on, so right now I will be handing the floor to Mom Jenica, and she will be talking about Stenberg College and the program that I've mentioned. Mom Jenica, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Sir
It's
Israel, can you hear
your
me?
turn, and yes.
Okay,
I've
there you
made the
go. I'm
vote
sorry.
now, so you can
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hello,
start your
everyone. Good
presentation.
morning. I do apologize because my internet connection today
If you're
is not as
speaking, though,
stable.
Mom Jenica, I
Can
can't
you
hear
guys
you.
hear me?
Sorry about that. I think Mom Jenica is just having some minor technical problems, but I'm pretty sure she'll be able to get that one going.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Hello, Sir Israel. Can you hear me?
I can see your mic, Mom Jenica, moving, but I don't hear you. Sorry.
I will try again. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sir Israel. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. There you go. According to Sandy, they can hear
Oh,
me.
that's
So
very
thank you
good.
very much for
Sandy said
confirming.
that
Yes,
you
okay.
can hear us.
So,
So probably I can stop talking and let you, Jenica, present.
all right. Thank
Because
you.
I don't
Thank you,
see
Sir Israel.
as long as they're
So
able
I
to hear
think
you, I think we're okay. I'm okay.
All right. Thank you, Sir Israel. I think there is just some technical difficulty right now because unfortunately, my internet connection today is unstable. So I'm glad, Sandy, that you are able to hear me. So thank you very much. I will now start my presentation, and I'm not going to turn my video on for now because of the unstable connection. But I have here a presentation that I would like to play for you. And this includes the introductory video that we have. So I'm going to play that introductory video first. So thank you. All right, so let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Janica Licerio, and I'm the Director of International Admissions and Recruitment for Southeast Asia and for Middle East. I started my international education journey as a certified trainer and assessor for Australian qualifications. So I was actually a teacher for business and management diploma programs. Eventually, I represented international education. I understood how important international education is and how it can be an advantage and beneficial. So eventually I did that and now representing Stenberg College. So I am based here in the Philippines, and we have another person who's part of the admissions team. Her name is Alexa Laksa, and she's our international education advisor. Again, she's based here in the Philippines. And we have Karen Cordero, who's our international registrar, who's based in British Columbia. So we do have Filipino staff, and there are also different races and culture. Our staffing is really diverse. Now, I would like to introduce to you our institution, so Stenberg College. All right, so with Stenberg College, we are a private post-secondary college, and we were founded back in 1990 by Mary Jane Stenberg. So the initial programs that we delivered from the very beginning would be the nursing programs. So we are a well-known medical college. And we've been doing this for over 30 years now. We are a designated learning institute as well. And over the years, we were able to establish ourselves as, a medical college. We have a lot of medical programs, but we also ventured into other industries such as education, business, and in human services. So if you want to check out other programs that are available for international students, you can visit international.stenbergcollege.com. For today, we will only be discussing the Healthcare Assistant International Diploma Program. So our campus location is in downtown Surrey. It's a very accessible location. The campus is in the city center, and just in front of the campus is the Central SkyTrain station. And there are bus stops up front. So it's very accessible, very easy to go to travel to, and there are a lot of establishments around the campus. One of the things that we were able to establish over the years that we were producing healthcare practitioners is that we have a very strong employer and industry relationship. So this is something that I'll be discussing more later on. Now, once you become part of Stenberg College, just to set your expectation, these are the support and services that you will be encountering, that you have access to. We are very high or very big on student success. So when we talk about student success, we're not just talking about, you completing your program, but also ensuring that you are employed and that you have the access to permanent residency in the future if that is something that you want to do. So the support and services that you can have access to once you become student is that you have your student services. So basically, they're the first group of people that you'll be talking to when you arrive in Canada. And anything that you would like to know, basically, you can speak to student services and they will redirect you to the proper department. We also have academic support. So remember, I understand a lot of Filipinos, I've talked to a lot of fellow Filipinos, and there is always a future plan to eventually immigrate or, possibly staying. But remember that you will be studying. And what a lot of students don't, prepare for is the study part. So we have the academic support for that. Now, when you're studying, it might be that you need some adjustments to do, especially because you are studying and you're also allowed to work part-time. So balancing those out may be tricky or may be challenging for some. So we have one-on-one sessions that we can schedule if you need special attention to certain topics. If you need to improve your English language communication skills, we have free classes for that. And our instructors are really supportive. They can do one-on-one as well. And we also have life coaches. So from students' feedback, the life coaches are really helpful for them because the life coaches are guiding them. There you go. That's the word that I'm looking for. They are guiding them in terms of how to balance the work life and the study life. So we have accommodation assistance as well. When I say accommodation assistance, we do not have a dorm on campus, but we have partner homestays. So homestay would be a family, well, basically hosting your stay. They probably have an extra room that they rent out. And you can do that. We can endorse you, or we can endorse you to other networks, because normally our students or our graduates, they would have additional accommodation available. So this should be the least of your problems. Once you have your visa granted, then that's when we can talk about your accommodation. So I'm just going to pause for a bit. I can see that some students, some of you attendees are raising your hand. Again, later we will address all of your questions. I would recommend that you use the chat box or the Q&A portion for now to type in your question, and then we will attend to them shortly. Okay, so going back, we also have career services. So this is a very important part as well, because being an international student, I mentioned you are allowed to work part-time. So 20 hours per week. And during co-op, that would be another 20 hours per week. So with the career services, their responsibility is to ensure that you are able to write your resumes accordingly, that you have proper cover letters, that you can ace your interviews, and that you are connected to our partner employers. So if you need some help with looking for a part-time employment, then you can just go to career services. In line with work, we have co-op practicum and job placement support. So co-op means cooperative work experience. So this is like an internship or an OJT. So basically, you'll be going to be placed to an employer where you will be practicing what you've learned. So this is part of your curriculum. You need to complete the number of hours required for your program. The good thing about our co-op is that, number one, you don't have to look for an employer anymore because we have the job placement for you. And second, you will be getting paid during the co-op. So we follow the industry rate when we are securing your job for you. And last but not the least, we have immigration consultation support. So just like Roman and Associates, we are partnered with education agents, immigration agents. So if you need to talk about your visa, you need to reach out to Roman and Associates, or any other immigration concerns, we can facilitate that. Just go to the student services and let them know that you need immigration consultation. So now that you know who we are, the support and services that you can have access to when you become a student, let's talk about the program Healthcare Assistant Diploma International with Co-op. So some of the information has already been shared by Sir Israel, so I might be skipping some of those. So let's focus on the program. So this program, again, just to reiterate, because a lot of the Filipinos would ask me, is personal support worker the same? So basically, yes. Care aides, community healthcare workers, personal support workers, caregivers, they have different names or terms. They are basically your frontline care providers, and they do function the same. So the only difference, though, here in the Philippines, we have the care aide, right? The caregiver. That's the term that we're used to. But when we talk about caregiver, we're only talking about taking care of the aged. And when you become a healthcare assistant in Canada, you're not limited to that. So you normally, yes, the program itself also is geared towards residential care facilities, because you'll be taking care of the elderly, but you can also be working in a hospital setting. You can also be working, taking care of children. So there are other opportunities for you. Now, as mentioned by Sir Israel, healthcare assistants are under the BC Care Aid Registry, and this was created by the Ministry of Health to ensure the standard of care given to the patients. And this is very important that you are under the BC Care Aid Registry. You can check them out, cachwr.bc.ca. You will also see that our program, the program listed in British Columbia, our Healthcare Assistant Diploma program, is listed as an accredited program. So here are just some of our partner employers. So Nanaimo Hospital, well, Sir Israel's hospital is also a partner, but there are other partners as well where we place our students for co-op. And most of the time they get absorbed by our co-op employers. So for this particular program, the program is called Healthcare Assistant Diploma International with Co-op. So this is a 1 year, 2.5 months duration, okay? And we have March, July, September for next year as an intake. March and July are already open for enrollment. Now, what you're going to expect is that you're going to study for about 20 to 25 hours per week, and that's going to happen for your first 8 months. The next or the final 6 months, you'll be doing a co-op of 20 hours per week. Now, when you study this program, there will be additional certificates that you'll be receiving, and these certificates complement basically your profession. This program is a very accessible program. So there are just two major requirements that we're looking for. Number one is the year 12 equivalency. So if you are a K-12 graduate, you are able to enter this program. If you are a bachelor degree holder, you're able to enter this program. Now, is medical or non-medical, okay? So we do not discriminate on the background as long as you have your year 12 equivalency. Now, if you're coming from the old Philippine curriculum and you've completed high school, you went to college, if you are an undergraduate in the old curriculum, as long as you have completed second year of college, you will be admitted into this program. Okay. So the next major requirement that we have is the English requirement. So the IELTS required here is general or academic. I apologize for the typo here. The overall score required is 5.5 overall with no band score lower than 5.0. And this is just for IELTS, and this is based on the Care Aid Registry requirements. Now, we mentioned the waiver of IELTS, and this is for Filipino citizens only. Okay, we can waive the IELTS into the application. So there are just some recent changes that we did for the English requirement entry. Because English requirement is a requirement basically coming from the BC Care Aid Registry, okay, we have to follow what the BC Care Aid Registry is imposing on the English requirement. But for you to apply and to get a letter offer, we can waive your IELTS, okay, and you just need to submit a medium of instruction. However, your letter of acceptance will not be issued until you have scheduled your IELTS exam. It's really important that you have your English requirement done before you arrive in Canada. So at least you know that we can waive it until you get a letter offer. So once you have your letter offer, then it is up to you whether you want to continue with the program or not, because there is no application fee, there is no financial responsibility or commitment. You already have your offer, and once you have that, then you can decide whether to push through or not. Once you decide to push through, then you will have to schedule your IELTS exam and you will have to pay your initial deposit. So the tuition fee for this program is a total of $15,860. And this is subject to, changes for, different intakes. Now, the initial deposit is only 5,150 Canadian dollars. The rest of your balance, which would be around 10,000, will be paid per installment. It only happens when you're already in Canada, and it is paid per quarter. So the tuition fee total is already for the full duration of the program. It already includes the application registration fees, medical coverage for the first 3 months, co-op fees, the books, and the materials. So I have here a video from our HCA graduates, and they were absorbed by their co-op employer. So let me play this video for you, and then we will discuss your possible immigration pathways.
I have nothing but respect for the healthcare assistants, because if it weren't for the healthcare assistants, the nurses don't know the patients or the residents the way that the healthcare assistants do. They are the first line of defense, if you will, They come to you and they know when your patient is having any kind of a bad day or a good day. They know them way better than I do as a nurse. And so I 100% depend on the healthcare assistants to come to me with whatever needs to be done for that patient. What I first noted about Stenberg College right away when I started here was that there are so many resources available to the students, and the faculty and the school itself really cares about the success of Stenberg College students. What particularly impresses me about the HCA program here is the in-depth and breadth of knowledge and curriculum that is taught. It's not only just the provincial curriculum that's being taught, but it goes further so that the healthcare assistants can understand the diagnosis, not just what to do when this person has this. If they fully understand it, then they're going to do better in their career.
Our HCA program, I feel, is one of the best because of the simulations lab, the nursing lab, the way that they have integrated the nursing instructors to be able to have them in the same classroom, sometimes in the same lab as nursing students. So they have that cross-pollination of information with each other.
I get really excited when I teach, and I'm sure some of my students, if asked, would say this about me. I'm not just talking about diabetes, for example. I get involved in the background of it and then how to care for said person with diabetes. And so what I hope to pass on to my students is to get excited about it and not just treat it as just a job. It's not just a job that pays the bills. You're helping people, you understand, you do this, and this is the rationale for it. And to be able to help people, and not only the patients, but their family and their extended family and the colleagues that you work with, I think it's really exciting for me, both on the floor, nursing, and to instill that into my students. What I like my students to take away from the classroom, not only into their clinical, but into their careers, is the ability to believe in themselves and that they really are making a difference.
Growing old is inevitable, I suppose, and from my point of view, I just do the best I can for myself and for other people. I really think that here the staff are wonderful, and I'm just thankful that I'm in a place like this.
Before the HCA program, I was a housewife and I have regular jobs, but not a career.
Coming to Canada, I have like big dreams. For a starting point, it is very hard. I got like little bit confident. Okay, I can work in a gas station, and I started working there. But you know, going and coming back, it's the same routine, and then it's just stuck. The life is stuck.
My life before this, I was a digital designer. It was just hard to deal with contract jobs and not knowing whether if I'm able to support my son next week.
When I first started, all over it was a good experience, but I did have some obstacles. With the extra help from Stenberg staff, I pulled through with success.
We work together. If there is any kind of problem, personal problem, or about the education, so we work together, and so that everybody is fine.
We were given all the tools and all the skills that we needed to have in the real world.
Now, I got more confident that I can do better.
All the comments I got from my preceptor, they said it did not feel like they're working with a student. It felt like they are working with another HCA.
IDIS called me one day to come for an interview. And then I got the job.
I have a stable job where I have income coming in, which I love doing. And then with that, I can also invest into my hobbies, which is design now.
I love working with elderly people. I love making a change, giving my minute or two and talk to them, make a difference in their life.
Having this job is perfect for me.
I remember one time I did go back, even though I was already off clock. I went back and went to see one of the residents. And just seeing their faces react to you, even coming back to them to talk to them, it's just rewarding. Not only it feels right, but it just, you're happy, knowing that you're making other people happy. I have a feeling that eventually people are going to realize this is a good, perfect career choice.
I have
Okay, so that is our HCA graduates. Now, I would just like to cover the immigration pathways that are available to you, because I mentioned in the beginning that we are a private institution. This means that you do not have a PGWP with us. So again, no PGWP. We are not actually afraid of it, because postgraduate work permit is a visa that allows you to stay in Canada and for you to have a valid visa while you are looking for your work sponsor. For some of you, you might be using PGWP because you want to gain, additional points for Canadian work experience. But in our case, for the healthcare assistant diploma program, we do not need that, simply because we already have the partner employers. So just like what happened with our graduates, co-op employers offer their, if they have a staffing needs, they can just absorb our students. Otherwise, if you don't get absorbed, the school has other partner employers. We will redirect you and you will be getting a long-term work sponsorship or LMIA coming from our other partner employers. Now, once you accept a work offer or an LMIA, there are already immigration pathways that are available to you to apply for your permanent residency. So our employment outcome for HCA is at 100%. Overall, at Stenberg, with all the other programs that we offer, we have 98% employment rate. That is very, very high. The 2% that's missing there, that's just normally coming from our business students because they do further studies. Other than that, medical students or graduates, they get 100% employment rate because of the partner employers. So I'm not going to discuss these anymore. I believe that if you would like to pursue, would like to get an assessment, whether you qualify for the program or not, you just need to submit your resume at Ruman and Associates team so that they can coordinate it with us. Just one last thing would be the COVID-19 readiness plan. We are an approved DLI as mentioned, and you can travel definitely. If you're fully vaccinated by the approved vaccine, then you don't really have any issues or additional steps to do. But if you are vaccinated by a vaccine that is not approved by the Canadian government, then you need to undergo a quarantine. Now, once you've done your quarantine, the school we will help you. We will facilitate. Hello, I apologize. I think I got kicked out again of the webinar session. I hope you can hear me. So as I was saying, we will facilitate your booster shot, and it is a must as the Ministry of Health requires it for
Sorry about that. I think Mom Jenica got booted out again because I don't hear her. Okay. Okay. There you go. I think Mom Jenica's back.
Yes, sir. Hello. Good morning. I'm sorry, my internet is really not okay today. The connection
No
is
worries.
just not stable. So I hope you were able to hear the last part. Yeah, okay. So I just discussed the COVID-19 readiness plan, and that is actually it. That's the end of my presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma'am Jenica. If you can just give me the hosting privileges, that would be great. And once again, thank you, Ma'am Jenica, for that very great information. Pretty sure a lot of our attendees learned a lot, and I'm pretty sure they might have some questions. So yeah, so while you guys are thinking of the question, let me just hold on. Yeah, while you guys are thinking about your question, it was bad for me for not really introducing myself and like give you guys a quick background on myself, like what Mom Jenica did. So yeah, so I am a Filipino as well. So I graduated nursing in the Philippines in Malolos, Bulacan. I think that was it's been a while now, 2003. Yes, 2003, graduated as a nurse. And right after school, I did went to UERM in Manila to work as an OR nurse. And then a year after, 2 years after, I went to UERM as a nursing faculty, professor, and then went to FEU to teach as well, third year and fourth year nursing students. And then in 2008, I came to Canada, came here as directly as a nurse. And since then, I've been working in the Nanaimo Hospital since 2008, and I did my it was a do-it-yourself visa application, so I did everything myself, and because of that one, I was able to kind of like study a lot of things with regards to the Canadian visa and its processes. And since then, I mean, like people were asking me like how to help them. So, and of course, in order for me to help them, I need to be licensed, right? So I did study the immigration policy and law with the University of British Columbia and took the board exam. And luckily, I passed the board exam. And there you go. Everything is history, right? So now I am both an RN and at the same time a licensed immigration consultant. Again, here in Nanaimo, BC. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the chat box for any questions. I'm sure there's a lot, and that's good. All right. There's the first question I can see is, so if my course I took here in the Philippines is not related to healthcare, I can't apply for the course in Canada. No, you can. So it doesn't need, in order for you to qualify and study healthcare assistant, you don't need to have a your education background doesn't need to be in the healthcare field as well, right? I mean, like you can be a graduate of accountancy or business management or some other non-healthcare related course, and you are still qualified, right? I mean, like people change their mind. People want to change career, so there's no discrimination on that one, right? So yeah, so it doesn't matter what your background is in terms of education. The most important thing is that you need to have grade 12, right? So again, Mom Jenica did mention, if you are in the new curriculum K1 to 12, then you're good. If you are in the old curriculum, you need to have finished your second year college, right? In order for you to meet that grade 12 requirement. Okay, so same question as above, so that's good. Okay. Do you have PGWP after studying? Okay. So this is a very great question. So, and this one was touched by the mom Janica, but I will also try to answer it, and hopefully hopefully it will answer your question, right? So PGWP, or postgraduate work permit, is needed in order for the student to stay in Canada. Because once your course is completed, right, then you don't have any, you have to go back home, right? Now, PGWP makes that student able to stay and look for an employer, right? So so from study permit to PGWP, and then once the student has a PGWP, then the student can stay and look for an employer that can sponsor him or her. Now, this is not the case for Stenberg College, and Stenberg College already knows that one. That's why they have the co program. Wherein the first few months would be your theory, and then the last few months would be your co-op. And in that co-op, you already have your employer, right? So that employer, even before you complete your course, that employer will already sponsor you to be there, sponsor you to sponsor you as a worker, so sponsor you for your work permit. So from study permit to a work permit under that same employer. Chances are it would be the same employer that you have in your co-op. So that means you don't need a PGWP because you don't need to find an employer, and you don't need to leave Canada because, as I've said, from study permit, it will be changed to a work permit right away because of your co-op, because of that employer. And Stenberg College is partnered with tons of employer, right, that will sponsor you for your work permit. So again, you don't need a PGWP. You're good. You're safe. Once you have completed your study permit, you will have your work permit, because even while in school, you're already being sponsored by your employer, and then you'll be applying for your work permit even before you have completed your course. I'm hoping that I did answer the question around PGWP, but if not, please go ahead and ask those questions. Okay, what happens then if I have a open work permit spouse? So with the open work permit spouse, unfortunately for this one, I mean, they had a new ruling in terms of open work permit for spouses. So for the private schools, they won't qualify for that one. But this course is only a year and 2 months, right? We don't agree, even before though, we don't really advise to have your spouse come with you, because you are already in a very new country. You will be studying, right? And then on top of that one, you have your spouse coming with you, so you have to kind of like also look after your spouse, or your focus won't be 100% in school, right? So the thing is, with Stenberg College, they have I mean, like, this is not a school that you just enroll and then you'll pass, right? You have to do your thing. You have to do the work, right? You have to study. You have to focus yourself and really study in order to pass. So even before, we don't really recommend to have spouse or children come, because it will take your focus away from the school. So our suggestion is really come here, dedicate yourself to school. And you can also, again, you can work 20 hours per week, and then next thing you know, you have completed your course. Then your spouse can come or your family can come. But really, if you want your spouse or your children to come, they can still come. They can come under a visit visa. So, all right. Mom Jenica, just go ahead and interrupt me anytime if you have anything to add.
Yes, no problem, sir. Thank you. Everything is good. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you. Hello, ma'am. You're mentioning about the vaccine boosters. Okay, can you, what's this? Miss Cruz, can you elaborate more on what the vaccine boost, or are you saying she was logged out when she was talking about the booster? Probably.
Yeah, I think I was logged out after I was discussing the vaccine booster. So if you did not get the information that I mentioned, just as a review, if you do not have the vaccine that is approved by Canada, let's say you have Sinovac, you can still arrive, you can still travel, but you will be given a booster shot. And our students got Pfizer, and we have been accommodating them, facilitating, assisting them to get their booster shot. So that is a must. So I was just saying that you cannot refuse it because the Ministry of Health requires it. And if you refuse to get a booster shot, then we will have to withdraw you from the program simply because you will not be.
I think nawala ulit si Ma'am Jenica, but yeah, to just continue on that one, what she was mentioning. So it is a order from our Ministry of Health that anyone that works with the patients, with any healthcare professionals, they have to have vaccine, right? So if they don't have that vaccine, they won't be able to work. So no worries about that one. When you'll be allowed to come in, and then you'll just have to take the vaccine, right? So right now, I think for next week, we are the Ministry of Health will be releasing Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So yeah. And then the next question is, if the course I took in the Philippines is not related in healthcare. Yeah. So again, even if it's not related to healthcare, you are qualified to. You are okay to apply, right? It's not banning you guys from applying to this course. You don't need a healthcare education background in order to apply for this course. And sir, do I need to take a TESTA course? No, you don't have to take the TESTA caregiving course. I am a BSN undergrad. Is it possible to apply for this course you offer? Definitely, yes. Now, just to clarify though, just to make sure, Katrina, if you are not in the new curriculum K1 to 12, just make sure your BSN undergrad, just make sure that you have completed at least 2 years of college, right? So at least 2 years of college. How does IELTS work again? We need to have cert of IELTS before we apply for HCA and start the process. No, I mean, like you can go ahead and apply, right? Once we have determined that you qualify for the course, right? After submitting all credentials to Stenberg, you will receive a letter of offer. Then once you have that one, then that means you're qualified, you're accepted by the school. The only thing that you need to have is the IELTS. So right after that one, you have to take your IELTS. And then once you have completed your IELTS and paid your down payment, then you will receive your letter of acceptance, right? So at the end of the day, before you getting the letter of acceptance, before we apply for your study permit, you will need to have your IELTS. Okay. And it's only 5.0. So I think that's doable, very doable for sure. Next question is, if we take up the course offering, are we allowed to have part-time work while studying? Yes, definitely, right? So part-time work, 20 hours per week, right? And then during the off school season, 40 hours per week. And then during your co-op, yep, you have your co-op hours, and then on top of that one, you can still work 20 hours per week. Okay. So with that one, right, that even if you are on your co-op, if you're working 20 hours for your co-op and then another 20 hours for your study permit for within in 6 months, even before you have completed your course, you have already paid your investment back, right? You have already earned your investment because and that would be almost close to 20,000. That's 6 months right there. It's almost close to 20,000. Next is, what will happen if you were not able to pass the IELTS and letter of intent is already approved? So, I mean, like, what will we do is we would encourage you to retake the IELTS exam, because I'm pretty sure there just might be some anxiety or test jitters like when you took the IELTS exam, right? So I would encourage to retake the exam now that you know how to take the IELTS, how to face the IELTS exam. I'm pretty sure on your second try, you'll get the score that you need, which is, again, it's only 5.0, right? So it's very, very doable. Next is, by the way, how does the visit visa work? So yeah, so visit visa would basically, once you're stable here, once you have the in and outs here, right? Once you're got your foot bearing here, then you can have your spouse or your children visit you. You just have to prove that you have the family has the financial capacity to support the visit here, right? The living expense. Hi everyone. There is a technical difficulty on. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's from Mom Jenica. Next is, if we will take the IELTS in advance, and if ever we have passed it, how long will it be valid? So yeah, so IELTS exam is valid for 2 years. So, and I'm pretty sure, 100% sure. I mean, like, if you take your IELTS exam now, and then apply for Stenberg admission and study permit, you'll have your IELTS valid, right? It won't expire on you. Any options, sir, if I only finish first year BSN course? Very tricky. Unfortunately, I don't have any option for you for that one, because most of the courses here in Canada requires grade 12. So yeah, I mean, like, my only suggestion is, hopefully you can take your second year BSN course, right? Your second year for your BSN. Sir, do you have other options for our spouse and kids to come with us and from visit visa? Like, can husband apply for a work permit at the same time? I'm on a study permit, I understand. Yeah, unfortunately, for the open work permit for your spouse, I mean, like, the only option I can think of right now is a visit visa. For the work permit, you need to have an employer, right? You need to have an employer in order to be able to come here. And that is a very, very, very hard thing to do if you are applying from home country. It's different if you're already here, like you guys. When you come here, and study the healthcare aid course, and then you'll have your co-op, you already have the employer. But then if you're applying for work while you are in the Philippines, it's going to be very difficult. So again, I would just suggest just focus on your study. It's only a year and 2 months. That's quick. It will just fly for sure. And it's good to be away from husband for a bit, right? Then you will miss him. He will miss you. Then when you guys come and see each other again, and it would be a better thing. That's off the record, okay? Next is, sir, can you refer an agency where to take or apply for IELTS exam? Definitely. So Roman and Associates can help you with that one. We are partnered with the IELTS, British Council IELTS. So yeah, we can help you with that one, definitely. Do you offer IELTS review or tests? Or we have to do it on our own enrolling on IELTS? So with this one, we will facilitate enrolling you, or we will facilitate in booking for your IELTS exam. Okay, and we also have our online IELTS review for this one. So yeah, so we'll take care of that one for you. So just go ahead and email us on assessment@romancis.ca and just include that one. And yeah, we'll let you know how you can avail our IELTS review and and booking for your IELTS. Do you have an agency that can help us for our tuition fee, like loans? Okay, great question. Unfortunately, I don't know any agency. I can't refer any agency for loans. Basically, I mean, like, I'm not sure if DOST has it or if private banks, right? You can, our clients, they go to private banks for this one. So yeah, but I don't have any agency that, I don't know any agency that would, that provides loan, so. All right, so that's the end in our chat group. For the Q&A, what other courses do you offer, sir? Is there any course that has a PGWP? Okay, so for Stenberg College, we don't have, there won't be any of the course won't have PGWP. And again, you don't need a PGWP when you take courses in Stenberg, because you will have your co-op, and in that co-op, that employer would be your employer that would sponsor you for your work permit. So while you are in school, right before you finish school, you will be applying for your work permit under that employer, so that when your study permit expires, you already have a work permit. So you don't need to leave Canada. You stay here under the work permit, and then once you have and then later on you apply for your permanent residency. So you don't need, so again, you don't need PGWP, right? So okay. All right. Any other? Okay. So I think I've finished answering all of the questions in the chat box, and then in the Q&A, I think I've answered everything. So the next step really is, please submit your resume to assessment@romancis.ca. My only tip on the resume is make sure that you have month and year for your employment and for your education, right? Like when did you start your first year college and when did you end your first year college or your second year college, right? We need to know those things because we need to determine if it's really a full 2 years, right? Or it's lesser than 2 years. Next is, can you please discuss about the fees we need to settle for the agency and the school fees? So the school fees, Mom Jenica did mention it was around 15,000, right? Now for the agency fee, we will go ahead. I mean, like once you have, Elaine, once you have submitted your resume for assessment, which is a free assessment, and we have determined that you are qualified or you will be qualified to take the healthcare aid course, we will email you back, and it will in that email it will give you all the expenses. And actually it's not expenses really, it's an investment, right? So investment on yourself, because, and the reason why I say investment is because you are putting money out in order for you to earn something, right? It is not an expense, because an expense that you just, let's say you buy food, right? There you go, that's an expense. You won't get that money back. But then this one, you'll get your money back, and it's on you on how quickly you'll get your money back, right? So you invest on yourself, like you investing on a business, but this one, you control the return of investment. During your co-op, your 20 hours per week, if you want to get your investment back quicker, it's up to you. If you take advantage of that additional 20 hours per week for your study permit, right? So again, it's an investment and not expenses. And again, I mean, like in 1 year, you'll have your investment back, and probably there's even more. All right. I think that's it. Again, once again, next step, please go ahead and submit your resume to assessment@romancis.ca. And in the subject line, please type in assessment for HCA at Stenberg College, because we do receive tons of emails and we want to make sure that we prioritize, we can triage our emails, our inbox, right? And yeah, because the next intake is in March, and the earlier you apply, the better, right? The once you receive your visa, then you can come here, right? You can go ahead and settle down. Is the tuition fee fixed? Yes. The tuition fee is fixed. So the down payment is fixed. And then the rest of the payment, you'll pay that one once you are here. And that one is an installment basis. And if in case the terms of payment doesn't jive with your situation, you can always reach out to the school and propose a different installment plan, and they'll be happy to listen to you, right? So, and the earliest intake will be March 2022. That is correct. But with that one, March, that one is, what's today? Today is already November, right? December, January, February, March. So it's very close. So my suggestion is go ahead and start and apply now, right? So that you can get your visa right in time. Next question is it 100% approved visa, or if in case denied, will Roman still help us until we get approved? Yeah, so Mary Christine, so yeah, so I mean, like the retainer fee that you guys will be that our clients pay is the services that we provide. It's not the visa, right? So you guys, it won't clients doesn't pay for the visa, but for the services. So there's no guarantee. If there is an immigration consultant that would say that 100% guarantee, that immigration consultant is acting unethically, right? Because we are not the immigration officer. What we can guarantee you is a strong application that would have a higher possibility of getting approved, right? That's the only guarantee that we can give you, is that we will prepare an application package that is strong enough to get a visa approval. But we cannot say that definitely you'll receive a visa, right? Because that's unethical. Do we need proof? Proof of funds in order to study HCA, and how much? Yeah, so proof of funds this is in general. I mean, like the website would say 12,000, but for us, we don't want to be in that minimum. We want to present a strong application, and in order to have a stronger application, the proof of funds should not just be at minimum. So we recommend between 14 to 15,000 CAD. And do you need your proof of funds to be under your name? No, it doesn't need to be under your name, right? You can have it under your if your parents are the ones sponsoring you, then we just have to show your parents a statement of account, right? Or financial information. If it's your friend, then your friend's financial account. If it's a bank loan, then the bank loan, right? So yeah, so next is, sir, does this also include the accommodation in Canada when we get there? So the accommodation would be shouldered by the student, right? So the school can help with regards to, this is where you'll find accommodations, and sometimes also in the actual in the school grounds, there will be some ads saying, hey, looking for a roommate kind of thing, right? So yeah, so there's a and since the school is there's tons of schools in that vicinity, so there are a lot of accommodation being offered around that area, right? Or you can go maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from the school, and you'll have a lesser expensive accommodation, because it's farther away from the city proper. But then it doesn't really it won't be a problem for you if you live 15, 20 minutes away from the city proper, from the school, because there is a reliable transportation, right? There's buses, there's the SkyTrain, right? So, and and they are very reliable. If you look at the schedule, and it says, if you take the bus that arrives here at 5:10, you'll reach Stenberg by 6. That bus will be in Stenberg by 6, right? So you can you won't be late, you won't miss a subject. Or yeah, I mean, like, again, it's reliable. Next is minimum maximum fee expense for accommodation. So yeah, so for accommodation, I mean, like, it could range between 300 to 1,000. So it depends on your lifestyle and what you're willing to spend, right? I mean, like, if you're okay to have accommodation wherein you have a roommate, then yeah, it would be a lesser than renting an apartment by yourself, right? So, and there are some wherein there's 4 or 5 students renting an apartment, so you guys are sharing the rent, I think. Next is Hello, sir. You've mentioned about proof of funds is from bank loan. So it is kailang po if from bank loan ang proof of funds of the student. Of course, yes. Yes, that is definitely okay, right? Proof of funds from the bank is definitely fine. Okay. Anything else? Looking at, I think I've finished everything on the chat group. Q&A, there's nothing in the Q&A right now. And I'm not sure if Mom Jenica is still with us or Mom
Hi,
Jenica.
sir. I'm back.
Okay.
I keep getting kicked out of Zoom, but you did so well. You were able to answer everything. I don't think I have anything else to add to those answers.
Thank you. I think there's one more. Does HCA certificate applicable for all provinces in Canada, or there's a specific one for each province? So there is a specific one for each province, right? So for British Columbia, you need to be registered with our BC Care Aid Registry. But what will happen is if you are going to transfer to another province, you just have to get your credentials from this BC Care Aid Registry and get it transferred or apply it to another province, right? So you just need to submit a new application for another province, but that won't be a problem. All right, so do we pay Roman and Associates in full before finally applying for the program? No, you don't. You don't pay Roman and Associates in full before applying for the program, and you'll get all the details on that one once you have submitted your resume to assessment at romancis.ca. Once we have predetermined that you will qualify for this program, you will receive another email indicating all of the investment that you need for this venture. All right. Any last words, Mom Jenica?
Hi, everyone. Okay, so thank you very much. And again, I apologize for me getting kicked out again and again. All right. Well, anyway, I do thank everyone for your time for attending this. You already did the first step with your venture to your new adventure, I would like to say, to Canada. So if you decide to go with us, we'd be very happy to assist you all the way. And I am confident that you are in good hands with Roman and Associates team. So with that, thank you again, Roman and Associates, for inviting us over. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, and before I say goodbye, there's one more additional question. So the additional certificates mentioned earlier, do we get those for free? Yes, that is part of the tuition fee. So that's one good thing about the Stenberg College course is there's a lot of certificates that you will be gaining out of this healthcare aid course. So yeah, so that is part of it. So as Mom Jenica did mention, thank you everyone for your time. I'm hoping that you guys will go ahead and take the next step, which is to submit your resume to assessment at romancis.ca. And yeah, so once again, thank you for your time. Stay safe, everyone. And I'll wait for your resumes. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.